Hello, this is Furry Murray 7, and this video is going to be all about Carhillion of the Fold. He's a merchant in Dark Souls 2. He teaches sorcery, and he can also upgrade your Pyro Flame. But first, I'm going to show you how to get to him if you don't know where he is. Now, starting from the No Man's Wharf bonfire, there was the first bonfire. Well, I guess it's the only bonfire in No Man's Wharf. But starting from that bonfire, go down, continue on the path. As you pass this guy, there'll be a guy down on the ground acting dead, and he'll get up after you pass by him. And there's going to be people shooting arrows at you. But you continue on down the path until you finally you'll arrive at a set of stairs with a guy at the top who throws pots of oil on you. The oil, if it hits you while you're carrying a torch, it will explode. So be careful. Now, when you get up to the middle part of this stairs, you're going to want to kill the guys to the right first. I already killed them, but after you kill them, you want to go over here to the left and go into this building right here and go up these stairs. Doing this will simply make it so that you are going around instead of going straight up those stairs where that guy was, because if you run up those stairs, then a whole bunch of guys will ambush you, including this guy. And so, if you don't want to get ambushed, it's nice to go around and come up the stairs from around the side. Now, before you go out there, make sure that you pick up this often forgotten item. Destroy that bookshelf, pick up the item. Then you run down this pathway. Now, it's important to note that this could be easier if you're carrying a torch, because there are a number of dark lurkers around, and they're afraid of fire. They're afraid of light, actually. But, back where you came from, there's a Ferrous Lockstone. There's a Ferrous door, a Ferrous contraption. If you use a Ferrous Lockstone on it, it will cause a big light to appear, and it will illuminate a lot of the cave, and all of the dark lurkers will go hiding in buildings. But, it's really not that important to use the Ferrous Lockstone on that. You can just use a torch, and you can save your Ferrous Lockstone for more valuable contraptions. So anyway, after you get through that little area, you continue on down the path until you get to the end of the path with this house. Go in the house, kill these two enemies inside the house, and then once you kill them, you'll be able to get through here, up these stairs, and you can ring the bell to call for the ship. And the bell will ring, and the ship will come sailing through the water, and you can actually drop down this little gap right here and collect this item. You need to be careful that you don't fall off, but you need to very carefully drop down onto this ledge here. Drop down there, and then you go in this house. There's going to be some more of those dark lurker thingies. I don't remember if they're called dark stalkers or dark lurkers. I don't remember. You need to kill them. This is going to be much easier if you have a torch. Alright, then after you kill them, simply open the door. And then down there's going to be, to your right, there's going to be a ramp. A little ramp. You go down that ramp and drop down. And then there'll be an arrow. Then you continue going this way and stick to your left. There's going to be some stairs you can go down. When you'll get to a little beach area. And kill those guys. If you chose to light the Ferrous contraption, then those guys will be in buildings. Those guys will be in the buildings on either side. So make sure you check both of those buildings to make sure they're not standing in them. And then after those guys are dead, you can continue on down the path. This guy is gonna pop out and scare you if you don't kill him, so make sure you kill him. And you can feel free to get this item. After that, you'll have to turn right onto this, across this bridge. But before you do that, you might want to consider shooting spells at these guys hanging off the edge. Because if you try to run across there without killing them first, they will climb up and they'll chase after you from behind, and you might not even realize that they're coming after you. But anyway, after you get across there, just walk across these wooden planks, and you'll get Carhillion of the Fold. And first of all, it should be noted that you will not be able to interact with him until your intelligence is 8 or higher. So if your intelligence is 7 or less, it's not going to work. You need more intelligence. But once your intelligence is 8 or higher, you can actually make him move to Majula. Now, in order to make him move to Majula, you have to do 2 things. First of all, you need to exhaust all of his dialogue. Click on the talk option until he starts repeating himself. And once he starts repeating himself, you know you've exhausted his dialogue. And then just click the talk option a couple more times just to make sure that it worked. And then you have exhausted his dialogue. The other thing you need to do in order to make a move to Majula is you have to defeat this area's boss, the Flexile Sentry. Kill the Flexile Sentry, and then he will move to Majula after you've done both of those things. And when he moves to Majula, you can actually find him next to the tree at the base of that building, and you can buy a whole bunch of stuff. He sells some pretty useful items, especially amber herbs and twilight herbs. The thing about amber herbs, there is a very limited number of them in this game, and so amber herbs are really not meant to be used whenever you want. You're supposed to save your amber herbs for a special occasion, like during periods of time when you know that there's going to be a long outing between bonfires. Like No Man's Wharf is a great example of a space that's a really long stretch of open area that has a long space in between bonfires, and so you'll probably find yourself running out of spells a few times. I had to use a few amber herbs. So, amber herbs, save them for special occasions. Also, his spells. He sells a lot of sorceries, but he only has 1 of each sorcery. However, after you pass through the special area called the Shrine of Winter, when you come back to Majula, he will have infinite quantities of all of those spells in stock. So you'll be able to buy as many as you like. Also, if you talk to him when your intelligence is 30 or higher, 30 intelligence and higher, click on the talk option and we'll give you a ring for free. The ring he will give you is a Northern Ritual Band +1. That ring will increase your number of attunement slots, I think? Not sure. But anyway, he does sell another ring called a clear bluestone ring. That ring, either it's that ring or the spell quartz ring. It only costs 2,000 souls, but it's a pretty cheap, but it's an amazing ring. It increases your it decreases your spell casting time by 20%. So basically, you'll be able to cast spells 20% faster. So that is pretty cool. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure you look down in this video's description for more information on Carhillion and all that other stuff. Look down into this video description and make sure that you watch my other videos. I have videos on all the merchants and Dark Souls 2. Make sure you watch my videos on the other merchants. Now if you click one of these little annotations, you'll be able to see my other videos. For example, you'll be able to see my videos on the Estus Flask Shards. There is an Estus Flask Shard in No Man's Wharf. And I have a video on how to find just that Estus Flask Shard. It's part of my series on how to find all the Estus Flask Shards. So make sure you watch that. Also, make sure you watch my video on how to, the area guide. It's the area guide of Nomad's Wharf. How to get through the entire area, Nomad's Wharf, and collect all the items on the way. So, and also, in Nomad's Wharf, you're going to have to use the torches. So, if you want some guide, some little tips on how to use the torches, click that little annotation all the way on the way right. You can also click the link in the video description. But when I first started playing the game, it took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to use the torches. I finally had to look it up in the strategy guide of how to use the torches. So, click that video. It'll tell you everything you need to know about torches. So, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you watch my other videos and make sure that you please like and subscribe.